We are back at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and we are here for the first day of the Food and Wine Festival. Very excited, one of our favorite events of the year. And we're just gonna walk around, show you all the cool food, show you the cool wine. Well, probably not the wine, but you know, we'll show you some good stuff. Before we start off, actually, check this thing out, the heraldry shop. I don't know that I've ever seen that open. If you have, leave us a comment down below. Is it new? Am I just unobservant? I don't feel like I've ever seen that thing before. What's that over there? Do they do something over there? That feels new too. All these new things. We were just here like a month and a half ago. Yeah. As we enter the park, we didn't go right or left. We went straight because the first food and wine booth is right here, the Virginia booth. Oysters, she crab soup, hush puppies, beer, wine, and cocktails with an oyster shooter. Ugh. Right as you pass the Virginia booth is the Taste of Scotch booth. It's an upcharge thing. It says it's $25 almost dollars, and I guess you get a couple of Scotch tastings and a takeaway glass. So as we enter Ireland, there's the Greece booth. Oh, so this is cool. Like, this sign feels really nice. They've got like little sayings here, some information about Greek food and beverage on the other side, and let's see what food they have. So here's a look at the food in Greece. A lamb burger slider, I think that's what's in the picture. Spanakopita, dolmades, loukoumades, which sounds right up my alley. Honey and cinnamon. I think I might get some of that. Wine, cocktails, and you can actually buy food and wine samplers. 10 items for $59, 15 items for $79. So depending on, you know, which one you get, you actually save money by buying the sampler cards. Okay, Greece booth. Got a card, 4 punches down. The 4 punches. Got the honey cinnamon donuts, because of course I did. Uso shot, Spanakopita, and another Uso shot. Looks delicious. All right, so Greece booth. The loukoumades, I mean, you guys know I love that stuff. So I ate all 5 of them. So the portion size on the loukoumades was actually really good. I was surprised that I got 5 of them. I probably shouldn't have eaten all 5, but I did. The Spanakopita seemed like it was really small. Like, there were only 2 things there. And they're both the same price. They're both $5. So obviously, it just depends on what you order. But loukoumades, very tasty. And right across from the Greece booth is Emerald Isle Gifts, where they have a bourbon tasting. Now, just like the Scotch tasting that I just showed you, this is an upcharge. It's not included if you get a sampler card for food and wine. And as we exit Ireland, here we are at the Hawaii booth. And right next to it, the Tiki Bar. So they've got Hawaiian and kind of like Hawaiian themed beers, wine, frozen cocktails like the Blue Hawaiian. Let's see. Hawaiian mac and cheese. What? Spam, tuna poke, and pineapple coconut mousse. So while we were in line at the Hawaii booth, a lady was telling us that when you're ordering, if it's less than $6, you should actually pay with cash or whatever, pay with your card. But the sampler card will save you money if the item is $6 or more. So I got the Hawaiian mac and cheese with a Blue Hawaiian. And then there's wine with tuna poke. All right, so update on the mac and cheese. I'm not going to finish it because I'm going to be too full between that and the donuts. It's actually, it's very much like Kraft mac and cheese, but with ham and pineapple in it. It's tasty. I like it. And back here by Laura Keat Glen is the margarita booth. I think this is new this year. This is fun. It's like just margarita, frozen margaritas, beer, wine, no food at this one. And just a little, so over there was the margarita booth, and right here is the Mexico booth. That's fun. So they don't have drinks here because drinks are at the margarita booth. They have tacos and a mousse here. I guess they do have one non-alcoholic drink, horchata. Over here is La Belle Wine Bar as we enter France. Again, not part of the food and wine that I'm aware of, but this is a really nice area. So they've got like a little Instagram wall over here, nice little seating area. This is very nice. And right across from the wine bar in La Belle Maison is actually another wine tasting. This one's $17 and includes a Busch Garden souvenir glass. At the different food booths, you can grab a festival guide, and it's pretty cool. It has a map of the park. It shows all the different food booths and what items are new this year, like the Jamaican patty. And it also shows if the entire booth is new, like Australia. So all of that's new this year. Next up in France is the French Quarter booth, which, as you can tell, pretty popular because people love them some beignets. They put it in the picture. There's also jambalaya, muffulettas, bananas Foster cheesecake, which we had previously at a different food event, New Orleans themed beers, wine, and a frozen hurricane down there. So skipped on the food from the French Quarter booth, just picked up a beer, Purple Haze from Abita. All right, so we just passed France. We are about to make our way into New France, where there's the Brazil booth, and then I think beyond that is the Jamaica booth. I'm really looking forward to the Australia booth because it's new this year, the lamb chops sound yummy, and I really want to try the Jamaican patty. So thus far, food's been pretty decent. The mac and cheese was okay. Obviously, I really liked the Greek donuts, and let's see what's next. Next up is Brazil, the 5th largest country in the world, has the most species of monkeys, and has won the World Cup 5 times. Knowledge you are gleaning from this channel. So at Brazil, the food options are the churrasco, the abacaxi, linguiça, some wine options, caipirinha, and frozen Brazilian lemonade that's non-alcoholic. Some good sounding options, and it's right here in front of the Trapper Smokehouse, and the grilled meat smells delicious. There it is. You can see the open flame. They've got pots over there where they're taking the meat from, putting the chimichurri sauce. It smells really good, guys. If you walk up to your TV and scratch it like this, you can smell. All right, so a little update. The caipirinhas are actually not frozen. It says it is on the menu, where it says it's under frozen cocktails, but it's just on ice. And here is the churrasco, and I don't remember the name of it, but the sausage with onions and other stuff. Okay, so update on the Brazilian dishes. The churrasco, not bad. I've had it before, but I always forget how it tastes, so I try it, and it's okay. That sausage was actually really good. I really liked it. So as we pass the Brazil tent, over here, next to our buddy Angry Bear, they have rum tastings inside Acadia Traders. Eh? Bear. Food and Wine Bear. We are heading into Germany next, and Germany has been repainted. Got a fresh coat of paint. Looks really nice and new. Here's another wine tasting. 4 tastings in a Busch Garden souvenir glass for $16.99 in the Steinhaus. And as we leave Germany, here we are at the Jamaican booth. I have been looking forward to you Jamaican patties, pastry crust, spicy beef and coconut jerk dip, gamba fritters, jerk chicken sliders. So much of this sounds delicious. They also have wine, a Jamaican punch cocktail, and dark and stormy. Okay, so I got the Jamaican patty, which looks a little different than I thought it would. It's got meat inside. Give that a shot. Dark and stormy, red wine blend, and the gamba fritters. So Dark Castle may be no more, but who needs Dark Castle when you have Bar Castle? So this is new. They actually built this a little bit ago, but it's just a little spirits bar. It's not part of the Food and Wine Fest, but they have a Curse of Daiquiri, a Darkarita, Ludwig's Lemonade. Yeah, fun little themed names to remember what used to be. They're really serious about you not going in there. There's a fence in front of Dark Castle. There's not just one fence, there's 2 fences. Santa is in there preparing for Christmas. You can't peek until December 25th. On the side of Bar Castle, they have TVs showing ESPN and showing the NFL draft. So that's pretty fun. It's kind of like if you have someone in your life who's not into the park but likes drinking, like sports, they can come here, catch a little sports here in the park while listening to the German music. On the other side of Bar Castle is this herbal infusion tent, which is part of Food and Wine. It includes infused wine, cocktails like mojitos and mint juleps, and a lavender lemonade. So at the Island Freeze booth across from Verbolten, you can get frozen beverages, pina coladas, Bahama Mamas, strawberry daiquiris, a whole bunch of other stuff. No food at this booth. For science, I'm gonna get the Pantheon Hurricane. Science. All right, so we got the Minerva's Margarita and the Pantheon Hurricane at the Island Freeze booth. So just as an FYI, they give you sample sizes, not full-size drinks, if you have a sample card. So right next to the Island Freeze booth is the Oktoberfest pretzel restaurant, this is here year-round, but the longest line we've seen today is at the pretzel booth. We've seen people walking around with pizza pretzels and just pretzels in general. So pretty popular place. So as we enter Italy, over here you have the Sangria Garden, which has red sangria, white sangria, frozen, and rosé sangria. And they also have a sangria flight. They've moved the Italy booth this year. At least it feels like they moved it from where it previously used to be. So it's over here, kind of in the middle of this walkway. Over here they have limoncello, caprese, cannolis. They also have pasta, actually. They have creamy mushroom risotto and a sun-dried tomato alfredo. Okay, so if you want some like hearty meals, go to the Italy booth, because this is a plate of risotto, and that's fettuccine alfredo. I mean, those are pretty heavy, hearty meals. As we leave the Italy booth, we pass by Da Vinci's Cradle, or what used to be Da Vinci's Cradle, which has been taken down. Goodbye, Da Vinci's Cradle. I loved you back in high school. Next up is Japan, and over at Japan, we have the Impossible plant-based meat alternative, tuna sushi cup, mushi gyoza, matcha ice cream, sake, and a bubble tea. Right in front of Pantheon is our next booth, South Korea. And at South Korea, they have beef and chicken bulgogi, Korean barbecue pork ribs, soju, and banana milk, and a little bit of a line. At the South Korea booth, we've got the chicken bulgogi, the Korean pork ribs, and some soju. Update, the chicken bulgogi, very tasty. And we've made it to the last booth of the day, Australia. I feel like this is the first time I've made it all the way around the park for food and wine. And what does Australia, which is new this year, the entire booth is new this year. What do they have? They have a lamb chop, snag on the bobby, lamington cake, Foster's beer, Australian wine, an Aussie mule, and a ginger beer. And to wrap it up, even though my stomach is full, lamb chop, Foster's beer. All right, peeps, that does it for us here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg on the first day of Food and Wine Festival for 2022. Everything we had was actually pretty good. I mean, some things were better than others, and some things probably could have been a little warmer than they were. I think my favorite bite of the day was probably the sausage. In the Jamaica booth, I think? No, in the Brazilian booth. The sausage was actually just like surprisingly good. So if you've been to Food and Wine, or if you're planning on coming to Food and Wine, let us know down in the comments below what you're most looking forward to, or what your favorite dish is. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and the little notification icon, because it'll let you know when we put up our next video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.